The offseason has just begun, and even though the New York Knicks haven't made a lot of moves, they have made some moves. And apparently, Joel Embiid may be watching the moves the New York Knicks are making. If you're following Joel Embiid's social media, he apparently recently liked a move that the New York Knicks have made. Also, the New York Knicks recently signed a forward to a two-way contract. We're going to break all of this down and more today. But before we get started, guys, about 89% of you watching this video right now are not subscribed. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers, and we could really count on your support. If you like content like this, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button because it could really support all the great content that we have coming out for you guys. And now, let's get started. Could Joel Embiid be watching the moves the New York Knicks are making? Now, I'm going to start this off by saying this evidence is very circumstantial. There's not a lot of reports on it. However, we observed it, we saw it, and we thought we would bring it to your attention so you can judge for yourself if it means anything at all. So this is Joel Embiid's social media page, and if you go over to his likes section, you'll see something very interesting. Now, if you look here, in his likes section, he recently liked the move the New York Knicks made. The move he liked was the New York Knicks trading Obi Toppin to the Indiana Pacers for 2 future second-round picks. Now, I'm sure he didn't just like this tweet just because of the trade package, because this trade for the New York Knicks was a disaster. A grade D or F for the New York Knicks in trading Toppin to Indiana, and it's a near letter A grade for Indiana and what they gave up to get Obi Toppin and adding them to their roster. So I'm sure he didn't like the tweet just because of the actual trade itself. Now, there's a couple of reasons that Joel Embiid may have liked that tweet. The first reason is he may just be happy for Obi Toppin. A lot of people around the league know that Obi Toppin has been unhappy with his role on the New York Knicks. So seeing him go to Indiana, a location that a lot of people believe he's going to thrive in, do really well in, and be able to develop and play a lot more minutes, I think a lot of people around the league, Joel Embiid included, would like that. So that's one reason. Now, the other reason, more obvious reason, is maybe he liked it because he likes what the New York Knicks are doing in free agency. He likes what the New York Knicks are building in free agency. And maybe he thought the New York Knicks did Obi Toppin a favor and gave him away basically to the Pacers so that way he could get more playing time and showcase what he can do. But Joel Embiid, if you notice what his Twitter handle is, and I'll pull it up again, Joel Troll Embiid. So there's a lot of reasons why Joel Embiid does the things he does, but one of the key reasons he might be doing this is just to troll us and the whole entire New York Knicks fan base. He's done this multiple times before in the past with a lot of different reports. So it's no surprise to see him having a little bit of fun on his social media with this. Also, after this on social media, he took to social media again and he tweeted out the following: The Watcher. I'm just saying, it's clear as day he's leaving subtle hints that he sees all, he knows all, and he's watching everything. So to answer the initial question, is Joel Embiid watching the New York Knicks moves? Yes, but I think Joel Embiid is watching all the moves happening in the NBA, not just the New York Knicks move. It's really interesting and sometimes funny to me to watch Joel Embiid troll the fan base with things that he tweets, things that he likes, or things that he retweets. It's really, honestly, all in good fun sometimes to watch him do some of these things. I don't put a lot of stock into him liking a quote-unquote move that the New York Knicks made, but it is something to note that he is watching what's happening in the entire NBA, not just on the New York Knicks front, but on every other team level. So be careful, because it does speak to a level that star players like Joel Embiid do watch and look and take a gander at what happens all around the NBA and look at what moves are happening around the NBA. Because it's likely, if and when they are going to ask out of their current position where they are, they'll look to one of these teams that are making key moves now. So it's just interesting to note that the New York Knicks may be one of those teams Joel Embiid may be looking toward if he's going to join another team if it doesn't work out in Philadelphia. But while it is fun to watch what Joel Embiid is doing on social media these days, I don't put a whole lot of stock into what he likes or doesn't like, because I don't think that's going to play a huge part into his next destination. into his next team that he plays for once his time with the 76ers is done. The New York Knicks apparently make it official with Jaylen Martin and officially sign him to a two-way deal. Now, this is not a surprising news endeavor because Shams reported a while ago, I think a couple of weeks ago actually, that the New York Knicks signed Overtime Elite's Jaylen Martin on a two-way NBA contract. But again, that was a report. It wasn't official as of then. It was just something that the New York Knicks was planning to do, signing this undrafted rookie. Well, thankfully, they recently made it official yesterday. According to Yahoo Sports, the Knicks signed guard Jaylen Martin to a two-way contract announced on Monday. Martin, who is 19 years old, most recently spent the 2022-2023 season with the Overtime Elite's YNG Dreamers group. So this is very important to note because obviously we didn't have a draft pick going into this year. We didn't know that initially, but after the moves happened, where the Mavericks missed, the Wizards pick didn't convey, yada, 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 we didn't get any particular pick for this particular year to draft talent. So what the Knicks did was they went out and they got undrafted rookies and they added them to the squad. And Jaylen Martin was one of the rookies that they added to the squad. Now, if you look what he's done, in 10 regular season games, Jaylen Martin averaged 14 points, 5.9 rebounds, and 1.4 assists. He added 15.7 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 1.5 assists in 6 postseason games. And his first Overtime Elite season was the 2021-2022 campaign. Martin logged 25 games and scored double figures in 6 of them. So clearly you can see here that when he's on the court, when he's playing, he is effective and he can produce. The Knicks taking a flyer on this kid who's 19, who's a small forward, a wing, yeah, I'm definitely okay with them doing this. If you're not going to have any draft picks at all, at the very least what you can do is go out and get a player the caliber of Jaylen Martin and bring him in. You can clearly see here, Jaylen Martin, while though he went undrafted, it's not like he doesn't have skill. It's not like he doesn't have talent. He can produce when called upon, and he can produce when the lights are bright. Clearly, you can see he can do what he needs to do for a team in order to help that team be competitive and hopefully give him a chance to win. I don't think you're going to see a lot of Jaylen Martin to start his career on the New York Knicks or in a New York Knicks jersey. I absolutely believe, and I think it's been released already, that Jaylen Martin will be one of the players on the Knicks Summer League roster. So you will be able to see what he can do in Summer League. And I also believe he's definitely going to take a trip down to Westchester and play with the Knicks G League team. I think he's absolutely going to be part of that and be part of what they do come next season. While I know we may want to see Jaylen Martin in a New York Knicks jersey, I just can't see that happening within the first few years of him being in the league. Maybe after a few years, if he does everything he needs to do and competes at a high level, maybe he can earn a roster spot and then attempt to get playing time based off how good he is in practice, especially if Tom Thibodeau is still the head coach. Now, a lot of people don't understand the type of caliber of player Jaylen Martin is. Take a look at this. Rated by 24/7 Sports as a 4-star recruit in the 2022 class, Jaylen Martin from Tallahassee, Florida State University School joined Overtime Elite over finalists Cincinnati, Florida, Georgetown, Georgia, Texas Tech, and Wake Forest. So this kid had options. He had a number of quality options going into it in terms of where he could go to showcase his ability and see maybe if he could jump up there in terms of getting drafted. Unfortunately, he didn't choose any of those schools. He went straight to Overtime Elite, and I understand why he did that, and it makes sense for him in his career. However, him making that choice led him to be undrafted. And you know what? That could turn out to be one of the biggest gems for the New York Knicks. This kid has potential. He can play. Clearly a 4-star recruit. So he's coming into this with high praise and high appeal. Charlie Ward, a Knicks legend, was his mentor in Florida. So he has a lot of connections and ties to the Knicks already. And I think if given a chance, this kid is going to shine. And I think the Knicks may have grabbed a gem in an undrafted rookie in Jaylen Martin. Only time will tell. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a comment below, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.